You're listening to The Burning Truth. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dudes and dudettes. Wow, that's a bit of an unusual intro, Even had to stop myself from making a mistake there on the introduction. Allow me to restart that introduction. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dude and dudettes. I am your host, Matt Burns, and I am the only host this week, as my co-host, John Ballor, cannot be with us this week due to some prior engagements and due to sort of making certain arrangements that he's having to do, which is more so for his own personal reasons. But hopefully he should be back the following week. Hopefully for the following next week's episode. But let me just state, for the record, that the next week's episode will most likely be a pre-recorded one. This is due to the fact of prior engagements from Ballor and myself. As for myself, I'll actually be at Future Championship Wrestling, but I'll discuss that a bit more later on. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to business and talk about wrestling, which one of them being that, last week we actually had, WWE Extreme Rules, and I can honestly say, very interesting pay-per-view that was. Now, a lot of people are saying, it's one of the best pay-per-views ever. And I will wholeheartedly admit it myself. It was honestly one of the best pay-per-views for WWE coming into it. Slight problem though, they ended up goofing it at the very end. And yes, I will state, normally we would normally state you've had a week, you've had a lot of time to cover it. If with the WWE Network only being for $9.99, you can definitely check it out on there for $9.99 a month. You're welcome, Vince. We have to keep plugging you almost every week. But the thing is, in regards to it, it's I'm not going to spoil it this week because we'll have a more in-depth discussion about it for the following week's episode, which we'll hopefully try to get possibly pre-recorded if necessary, or I could end up pre-recording the episode myself if necessary. But I just thought to just mention it to you. We will not be discussing the full results in regards to it. The only thing I will cover in regards to what happened at Extreme Rules was the fact that really, Lesnar? Really? Which in turn may actually already spoil another match as well, but let me just state, WWE, you got a perfect, and I mean perfect pay-per-view. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this, Lesnar being involved was the one prediction that neither myself nor John Ballor even predicted, conceded, or even thought about. We thought to ourselves, he won't be turning up. Or the fact that we actually forgot he was Mr. Money in the Bank possibly was the reason why we probably didn't mention it. Now, let me just state this for the record. You ended up having a massive, great pay-per-view, and you ended it with Lesnar as the WWE Universal Champion. Again. Why? I know some people are saying, you're raging out because it's a part-time, it's great, blah, blah, blah. The reason why people are raging out is because he hasn't added anything to the product as such. If anything, it's almost like he's taken away from the product. Yes, Lesnar is an amazing wrestler, but there's only so many times you can take someone to Suplex City. There's only so many times you can do that storyline before it gets boring. And I mean, gets absolutely boring. And the fact that he isn't turning up weekly, all the time, is not good. It's just not clever. It's not. Now, unless there's a massive payoff in regards to this, but at the same time, it always makes me wonder, why did they have him lose the belt to then just regain it again? The funny thing about it is, and not many people may know this, the fact that Lesnar has technically, and I mean legitimately, technically, ended a pay-per-view the same way as the previous one. And in case everyone was like, when did Lesnar do that? No show until the end of the pay-per-view. How about Money in the freaking Bank? When clearly, how did he get put into that match? Was he even announced for it? And oh wait, he wasn't even an official entrance for that match. So how did he get into the match? And there was no explanation of it. Yes, it was noticed. The fact that they ended up having Brock Lesnar go in, let's just walk in, crap on all the workers that had just worked hard to get the match off, have him walk in, shove, mine, and then do it again at Extreme Rules. Everyone's saying, no, it didn't happen, he came in, he beat up Raw. It's still the same thing. It's not clever. It's just basically WWE trolling the fans. And the problem is with that is, worst time to do it. That to me says you've got no respect for your own fans. You're treating your fans stupidly, as if they're idiots. Or are you doing this just to get them to rage? And if you are, why? Because straight away, why are you getting them to rage at you? Because straight away, you're getting them rage and you think, they'll go over to NXT. That could be a possibility. But not when you've got other companies like AEW coming up, ROH coming up. You got, regardless of Impact Wrestling still going. Regardless of it, if you're getting your people to go switch off, it's not clever. It's just not. That's not how a business should be doing it. And for me, it just feels as though Lesnar being champ, as much as I can say, yes, he could probably legit kick everyone's arse. Yes, he is a former UFC champion. Yes, he is a beast of a person. But when you were telling the same story and beating into people and droning them out and ignoring, it just seems as though we're being force-fed. You're almost giving us, it's almost like, again, another, Roman Reigns is going to come in and save the day. Yay! Really? Because we had to go through Lesnar being at another WrestleMania, and it's looking like it's going to be again. Lesnar needs to be losing that WWE Universal Championship before WrestleMania, because yes, Roman has been involved in the WrestleMania a lot of times. It's just stupid. It's not thinking straight. There's only so much you can have Les on the top. Eventually, you are going to have to bring him down. Bring him down a peg. Why didn't he go into a feud with the Monster Among Men before going for the title? Nah, WWE don't want to do that. They don't be making stars off Lesnar's name, even though he should be doing that. Or, yes, Lesnar is a top star. Yes, he is. But if he's going to be a top star, be full-time. And actually turn up to, regular house shows. Raw and SmackDown. Turn up to them. Not, I'll turn up when I want, whenever I want, only on pay-per-views, and wrestle then. Because it's boring. It's boring. Yes, it was fun the first time round, and it made it special. But not seeing your championship belt on the main show for a long time, at all, it's not fun. It's not fun. And it's just basically almost dumping on your current roster. Because answer me this, all you're doing is lining his pockets, and it's just being dumped on. So anyway, apologies for the slight interruption there, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise. Because normally I'm normally on top of that sort of thing. But anyway, that's me coming off my soapbox in regards to, because it's just silly. It's just, well, I won't even call it a soapbox, because I don't even think a soapbox could even call it. And the funny thing about it is, yes, Lesnar is a top star. Yeah, he is. Great. The fact is, you just buried your talent again to put it on a non-regular WWE wrestler. Take into account, Rollins the champ, the belt was there every freaking week. You saw the belt. It's bring the prestige back. And let's put it on Lesnar. Oh, there it goes. And whoopsie-doo, there it goes again. So, what's going to happen? Oh, Lesnar's back again. Come to WrestleMania. Loses it. Oh, we made a new star. Yeah, great. And then he gets it back again. There's only so many times you can do that story. WWE. Move on from it, because WWE fans aren't that stupid. As much as you can say, oh, WWE switches off and on again. Off. It does get very repetitive and boring when you're doing it in that stance, in that way. The fact is, you're insulting your crowd by doing the same story and feeding it to them. Let me be honest with you. What they should do, instead of having Lesnar do the repeat, rinse, repeat, you know what? The one thing I will say with him winning Money in the Bank that entertained the hell out of me, when Lesnar walked down with the Money in the Bank as a beast box. That actually was entertaining. That to me was funny as hell. It was entertaining as hell. Let Lesnar show he's got a personality. Allow it, because he has got a personality. Allow people to see it. Instead of just going, Brock Lesnar, I'm the beast. Just let him show his personality. Be far more entertaining than what he's been doing recently. Far more entertaining. But anyway, I digress. We need to move on. And I know we don't normally talk, we don't do much spoilers. One thing I will state is that I thought was massively interesting. He has arrived. Yowie wowie. But apologies for the cough there. But anyway, the fact that Bray Wyatt has arrived and he's using the Fiend, it's, I cannot say, absolute pure genius. I'm looking forward to seeing what this actually does. Can we be making, could be making someone actually credible? If we are going to be introducing Bray Wyatt in this new gimmick, please let him have some wins on pay-per-view. Don't what you've been doing in the past. Don't bury him. The fact that he's been doing what he's been doing is pure genius, and he's got a lot of people talking about it. Let's run with it, DDB. Let's actually let him have some victories. As much as, yes, he's a villain. The thing is, you can potentially have him taking down a demon. Then you can have him taking on a phenom. Build up. You could end up creating something big here. Now, the fact that Bray Wyatt has supposedly done this himself, you've been dealt a great hand, WWE. Use it wisely. But anyway, let's move on from WWE stuff now, ladies and Actually, before I carry on, I'll just mention that who won, in regards to the Extreme Prediction rules, and I'm just kind of going through the notes right now. I believe, from what I am actually seeing here, I beat John Belaw by 2. It was 2 victories that I actually ended up winning, because it was basically, I'll do the numbers quickly now for us, which is 7 to me, and then 5 to John Belaw. So it was 7-5. I can also say it. One thing I will say about the predictions, I actually like the fact that I was actually wrong on some of them. Absolutely loved it. I even like the ones where we were both wrong on some of them. It was absolutely brilliant. But honestly, I can honestly say absolute fun that was. But anyway, let's get on to more news, which is the fact that ROH has actually been. There's been some controversy at ROH, which involves Bully Ray with a fan. Now, in regards to this, was what occurred on Portland on the 2nd of June. Now, it's supposedly in regards to a fan being very. I don't know the full details of it myself. Just to point out, but there was supposed some controversy in regards to Bully Ray with a fan. Now, in case anybody is wanting to look it up, you'll have to look it up on ROH's site in regards to it. But the ROH have actually issued a final statement about it, which is, I'll literally state what they have actually thrown out, which is, we have now concluded our internal investigation into the events that occurred on Portland on the June 2nd, and have taken appropriate actions with all parties involved. Our code of honour, which calls for sportsmanship, respect and honour in and outside the ring, is a core value of this company, and one we will continue to strive to uphold. To all of our loyal and dedicated fans, we apologise for the incident that transpired, and we encourage all of our fans to continue to attend our events. Furthermore, we promise to continue delivering the best wrestling and the best live experience on the planet in adherence to Ring of Honor policy. We will not comment further on these matters. Now, supposedly this is to do with some, in regards to fan, basically throwing some hate towards some villains, some hate, especially ones that have actually got Velvet Sky in as well, which some of you may not know that fact that Velvet Sky is actually dating Bully Ray, which some words between the fan and Bully Ray was spoken. In regards to the actual punishments that has gone out, you'll have to look them up, unfortunately, for yourselves. But I just thought to just mention it at the very least, the fact that the last statement has come out. Also, on top of that, I just regardless, also the last statements I'm going to be making for this week, which is the fact that UKWA Ready for War. August 10th. Yes, there hasn't been any official match statements being announced yet, as of yet. But I will be stating this: match announcements will be coming soon in regards to it, and that we'll possibly have a video being revealed in regards to a possible match as well. But on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, as you may or may not know, yes, as we already covered last week, Luke Basham is injured. Whether or not he will be at the show, we do not know ourselves as such. But if he is, he would be more than welcome to come down to the show, and we'd basically welcome into the show as such with open arms and ask him if he needs any assistance. But at this moment in time, we'll have to wait and see what occurs. But in regards to that. Yes, I know a lot of people are going to be saying that this week was a bit of a shorter week, a bit of a shorter episode. Yes, that is unfortunately due to the timing in regards to the episode. We weren't basically able to get a full episode out. We thought we'd at least cover the Extreme, some of the backlash, a bit of the backlash in regards to Extreme Rules, but we will hopefully have a more, much longer episode for next week. But anyway, in regards to that, I'm just going to be me mentioning some of the plugs, not all of them as such. But I just thought to just mention the fact that please check out UK Wrestling Alliance, Manchester Pro Wrestling Academy. Beginner classes are on Monday, £10 per class, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. In regards to where they are being held, please check out on their social media. Please check out JG Printing and Stitching, JFX 3D. JG Printing and Stitching do absolutely amazing printing stuff and also make amazing polo work. Polo shirts. I can honestly say I've had it myself. Great work. JFX 3D, absolutely amazing work that they do. Because if I'm not mistaken, I've actually seen some of their custom-made championship belts, and I can also say absolutely amazing, mind blown. And speaking of Mind, of course, a charitable organisation which I recommend everybody check out, and of course, changes for health and well-being. Please check out both them charities, of course. Absolutely amazing. I can't speak any highly of them. Please check out bands like the New Breed, Camens, and Blackpool. Amazing music as such. I can honestly say absolutely phenomenal. Can't rate them any higher, as they're absolutely an amazing bands. Always check out their music. I've always got to get this one in. Always got to check out. Please check out Botchamania and WrestleCraft. As such, and just also just point out we have to get them in every week. You're welcome, Matthew, and of course you're welcome, RD. Of course, please check out OSW Review, which if I'm not mistaken, Matthew does as a guest appearance on there. Absolutely phenomenal. Always makes me laugh. As such, please check out Philip DeFranco, of course, as he's always introducing great, he does news in a very different way, and the fact that it's unbiased as such, and also wants to make a bit of a conversation of it. Please check out When Fandom Strikes, be it either on YouTube or on TikTok. Absolutely amazing person, great content, absolutely phenomenal. Please check out Luke Moto, who's also on YouTube. I'm not sure how many channels he's got. He has got a number of them, but two of them I will state. Please check out one of his channels, which is involving himself, which he has just recently returned on, using Luke Moto. And please check out his gaming channel, which is under Gaming Moto, of course. I also recommend you check out on YouTube, of course, First with Feet, especially the series Hot Ones. Absolutely amazing. Of course, if anyone is interested in podcasts and everything, especially the nerdy ones, especially ones where you're talking DC, Marvel, and everything, please check out Geek of the Week, where none other than Magic Mark Adams, who is an absolute amazing host on there, as such, and I can't speak highly of their show. We also recommend you check out We the Independent, especially the fact that they're absolutely doing some amazing work, and the fact that they've also got their own podcast as such, which, if I'm not mistaken, they've got 3 episodes out, possibly even 4, I don't know. I think the last time I checked it was 3 episodes, the last time I checked, but there could be a 4th. But let me just say, please check it out. If you're a wrestling fan, if you're a wrestler, or even if you're a wrestling promoter, please check it out. Of course, please check out Kayfabe Music, Kayfabe Music UK, who do actually custom-made music, especially for wrestling entrances as such. They absolutely knock it out the park every time I hear any of their new music. If I'm not mistaken, they've also got a competition on at the moment, where across their social media, which you can actually enter on each of their social media, be it Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, where all you got to do is like, share, and then comment 3 different, 3 colleagues in the comment section. And of course, you can end up possibly winning some custom-made music, which is absolutely out of this world. Yes, before you even ask, the Burning Truth has entered, and Matt Burns has entered, and I believe the UKDA have also entered as well. But we'll have to wait and see who wins on that, in regards to the competition. We also recommend you please to check out Turnbuckle TV. Please, ladies and gentlemen, check out Turnbuckle TV. It's an absolute amazing, it's almost like, you got the WWE Network. Turnbuckle TV is like the UK version of it. The UK wrestling, where you get over at least about you're getting hundreds of hours of content on there. That is almost getting content added on weekly. Right, it is that big. It's growing at an amazing rate. There's normally some new companies also signing up as well. I can honestly say, can't highly recommend it any more than what I have done so far. And what was the price again? Oh, that's right, £3.99. And a lot of people saying, well, that sounds a lot. Could that be a lot? It's like, not really, because look at it this way. It's almost essentially £1 a week. $3.99 a month is almost essentially £1 a week, where you are getting over 20 plus wrestling shows, hundreds of hours of content, 100 plus hours of content. for just £1 a week. Turnbuckle TV, you're knocking it out the park. And if anybody does want to subscribe, for myself, I'd actually recommend you go on to www.turnbuckletv.com/UKWA/ and click on that and then sign up. And if you want to sign up via through the UKWA, or if you want to go on to Turnbuckle TV, click on the company you're interested in, or in the company that you're a fan of, and then clicking subscribe as well, because it does actually help out the wrestling companies as well. And of course, as always, please check out your local wrestling shows. Just in case of point, United Wrestling, who, if I'm not mistaken, will be having a show next Friday. One that I'd recommend everyone to check out. Of course, please check out Academy Pro Wrestling, Future Championship Wrestling, which has also got a show on the Sunday. Please check out Fusion Pro Wrestling a few, and of course Shropshire Wrestling Alliance, who've also got a wrestling show on the Saturday, of course, as well, coming up. But ladies and gentlemen, there is so many more shows. For example, like Pro Wrestling for You, Future Shock Wrestling. There's always some show going on around your area. And if anybody is interested in finding out more about local wrestling shows, I'm going to recommend a app on your phone, be it either on your iPhone, or even one that is, Android, which, if I'm not mistaken, it is called Babyface UK Wrestling. Now, in case anybody wants to know what is that app? What is it? Now, I say Babyface Wrestling UK, and this app is absolutely amazing because it allows you to see local wrestling promotions around your area. And not only just in your area, you can also do it to a certain, how far you can travel. So straight away, if anyone wants to find some local wrestling shows, download that app, Babyface Wrestling UK, on their phone, and get checking into it. And the best thing about it is, how much does that app cost? Nothing. It's free, and you will get in to be able to see you can actually see all your local wrestling shows, where they are being run, on the dates, and potentially even seeing some of the match cards as well for them, in case you haven't seen them on social media. So I highly recommend that app straight off the bat. And ladies and gentlemen, the last thing I want to pretty much plug, which is the Burning Truth website, which is www.theburningtruthuk.com, where you're most likely listening to us live, or listening to past broadcasts, past interviews on there. We've also got some show reviews, which, as I said, we haven't done any in a long while, but we have got some past ones on there, be written and also audible. Audio interview, audio reviews. We have, of course, got some merchandise on there. We can get some snazzy t-shirts and some office mugs, which do actually make great presents. You've also got a contact page on there, which I recommend that if anybody wants to get in touch with the Burning Truth, please use that as such. Or if you want to get in touch with us, please get in touch with us either through the contact page, social media, or even emailing directly if necessary. And of course, we've also got a links page on as well, with some of the things that we have already mentioned already, in the shout outs or already on there. But please, let me just state this for the record: if you do actually look up the externals, use the links. The Burning Truth cannot be held responsible for any external sources, as we do not have control of what content they are displaying. And ladies and gentlemen, please check out all of our social media, which is Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. The only one that's got a bit of a different handling name is Twitter, which I'll actually spell out the handling name for you, which is WRESLING4THWALL. And of course, if you want to listen to some past episode of us, we are of course on Spotify with past episodes on there as well. And last but not least, that is a wrap up for this week. So please, as I've already stated, yes, next week will most likely be a pre-recorded episode due to a busy schedule. We'll hopefully get that content out to you. So we are actually trying as much as possible to keep in touch with yourselves. But please, ladies and gentlemen, stay well, of course. As always, stay well, stay safe. Please, last but not least, as always, check out your local wrestling Until then, I'll catch you later. Bye for now.